Hey, listen.
Stop timing. Stop timing. He only has 5 minutes.
Wait, listen. Which is a common thing that you do in academia.
I have to leave, guys. So
See you later.
One thing, just one thing.
You are living with your
No.
With your mouth, Jesus is Lord.
Then you go to hell. Then you go to hell. Yes, then you go to hell.
Then you will be
Yeah.
saved.
Then you go to hell.
I thought you believed in Jesus.
Then you go to hell.
I thought you believed in Jesus.
Right. So now,
Not as a God.
let me interrupt you for 1 second. I apologize. Why do we choose the BP from the 1950s when we talk about carbon monoxide? Why is the year 1950 chosen for BP? Do you know what BP is in relation to carbon dating?
I'm talking about the Islamic manuscripts of the Birmingham.
I am talking about the principles of carbon dating. So now, within these principles, we choose the year 1950 as a BP. Now tell me what that means.
You haven't addressed what I've said.
Look, we are addressing
Can you
how
address what
much
I just
knowledge you have on the
I
subject
literally
matter.
just went on and on
Wait.
about what the
Chris,
Birmingham
Chris,
portfolio is.
I am not
Birmingham
talking about
portfolio is
the
Surah
Italian
18,
manuscript.
Surah 19,
Hey,
Surah 20.
Chris,
yes?
Chris, listen.
Now, I'm telling you about
No, listen, Toko.
I'm telling you
Listen.
about radiocarbon
Stop.
of the Birmingham portfolio.
Stop. We are talking about the principles of radiocarbon dating. So you need to know what the principles are. So let me ask you again. First question. Why did we choose the year 1950 when it comes to BP years?
What is the relevance of this?
Because that will demonstrate whether you know about carbon dating or
I
not.
literally just described what it is.
Okay,
I gave
tell
an
me.
Example of
Okay,
it. I
so
told you the scholarly reference
if
of the
you
carbon
are-
dating of the Birmingham
listen,
portfolio. I told
Chris.
you Surah 18, 1920.
Chris.
I told you the medium range of that is 610. That's a scholarly average that you take. That would mean that the revelation was revealed around the same time.
Stop,
of the
stop,
Hira
stop,
cave.
stop, stop.
That would
stop.
contradict the Islamic narrative.
Stop, Chris.
That would mean Islam is wrong.
Stop.
There. Do I need to know more? I just quoted
Listen, Chris.
scholarly material.
Listen,
and
Chris.
it's not enough.
Chris, and those of you listening,
This
my
is what you do when you
specific
attack character.
My specific question to someone who thinks he knows about carbon dating, my question to you...
Just debate what I'm saying. I'm not here for a lecture. I'm not here for a lecture.
I'm going to ask him, I'm going to... Look,
I made an argument. Respond to my argument.
Chris,
Respond to my argument.
Chris, this debate, my sister in humanity, is to establish whether this gentleman called Chris knows about the subject matter.
I don't need to
Right,
go through
all right.
for
So,
your
my
personal-
question number one, I repeat again. Why did we choose 1950 as a year, and what does BP mean?
Why is the dating of the Birmingham portfolio averaged to around 610? Why?
Okay, so he doesn't know the answer.
That's the
Right.
actual.
So now, if anyone knew anything about carbon dating, they would know what BP means. Do you know what BP means?
Bro,
Do you
I'm
know?
not here for your lecture.
Do you know what
Why-
BP means? That's what BP means.
This is an attack on character.
Oh,
I have not
I don't want
attacked
you
your
to.
character. He
Look,
attacked my character.
he's googling.
He does
Look,
not know.
he's googling to tell him. Okay, don't
Answer my
Google.
question. Answer
Right,
my question.
right,
I told you.
right.
And I
Okay.
spoke for a few minutes about the Birmingham
My
portfolio
next question,
to address my argument.
to know whether
So
this
that's addressed
gentleman,
it.
okay, the next question to understand whether he knows about carbon dating is to talk about the 1 sigma and 2 sigma variations. What are the differences between 1 sigma
I
and 2
just
sigma?
told you, using the method of carbon dating.
What is the difference
scholars
between
have
1
told
sigma
us
and 2
that
sigma?
The Birmingham portfolio, which is sort of 18, 19,
Hello,
20.
Chris.
He won't address
What is the
I'm saying.
difference?
He doesn't care. He knows that his scholars have
What is
shown
the difference
Birmingham portfolio
between
contradicts
1
Islamic
sigma
narrative.
and 2 sigma?
The Uthmanic Codex is completely destroyed as a narrative because of the Birmingham
You know what?
portfolio and
Brother,
the
brother.
radiocarbon dating.
I think, you know what?
have a massive
You know what?
problem, and he won't address it
Chris.
because he has to attack me.
Chris,
Look how
intelligent
many times
Chris.
he attacks me,
Look,
and how many
I
times
asked
he
him
attacks my
how many
arguments.
questions, how many times have I asked him questions? 2 questions. In terms of understanding someone's knowledge base about radiocarbon dating, one second. The very basics of radiocarbon dating, he should know what 1 sigma.
Did you study it?
Wait,
Did you study it?
anyone,
Do you have a degree in it? Do you have a degree in it?
anyone, you don't need a degree or PhD.
You don't need a degree.
Do you understand? Chris,
Oh, so we're on the same level. Right, great. Anyway, the
I
Birmingham
am,
portfolio.
listen.
You won't answer my
Chris,
question.
Chris,
You won't answer my question.
Chris,
You won't answer
do you know what this debate is about?
Do you know what palimpsest
No,
is?
it's about
Do you
you
know what
getting
palimpsest
Wait,
off the topic.
do you know what this
palimpsest
debate is about?
Do you know
I
what
agreed
palimpsest
to debate for 5 minutes to demonstrate
To attack my
whether,
character.
not character,
To attack my
whether
character.
you know about the subject
Ad hominem
matter.
is an example of a fallacious
Okay,
argument.
what have I
This
attacked
man
him? Excuse me.
demonstrates it
What have I
beautifully.
attacked him? What did I say about him? Each person?
Changing the subject.
Excuse me.
You won't
What did I
address
say?
what
I
What is
am
the
about
palimpsest?
to demonstrate
What's the palimpsest?
whether he knows about the subject matter. Right.
What is the
Okay,
palimpsest?
brother. Jazakallah khairan. Thank you. So now, firstly,
What is the
no,
palimpsest?
it is a debate about whether you know about the subject. So
I literally just told you. I told you. I just gave you the Birmingham portfolio discovered in 2015. Yes, it's currently hosted
Right.
in Birmingham.
My final question. My
18,
final question to establish.
What's a palimpsest?
Look.
What is a palimpsest?
I'm asking. I am
you
the one
tell me.
asking.
What's a palimpsest?
Listen, Chris.
Tell me now.
No.
Let's see if he knows.
The debate was me asking you questions to establish. Right.
I'll take his question.
Now hear me
What's a
out.
palimpsest?
Now hear me
What's a
out.
palimpsest?
My final question. My final. Listen.
He doesn't know the subject matter.
My
guys.
final
He doesn't
question-
know what a palimpsest is.
If I didn't know the
See how
subject matter,
silly
why is
that
he so interested to talk
It's
to
an
me?
attack of character.
Look, if I didn't know the subject matter, why would someone be foolish to talk to me then?
Because you're an idiot.
What are you
And people
talking
will
about?
assume you easy.
Look.
What's the topic?
Now that's not ad hominem. That's not
No,
insulting
I'm not
character.
saying your argument is wrong, I'm saying you're an idiot.
Okay, he's just calling me an idiot, right? And we have now a Christian apologist,
20 times
wannabe.
I get one of him.
He wants to debate with idiots. Wow.
No, I want to debate the very best.
All right.
Are you a man of knowledge?
So
On this
now,
topic, are you a man of
my
knowledge?
final
Are
question.
you a man
All
of
you gotta
knowledge?
do is
Chris,
tell us what
you a
the
man of
topic
knowledge?
is.
Chris, my final question.
What do you want to debate?
My final
No
question.
Mansur,
My
what's
final
the
question to you. Are you
topic?
Never
listening?
answered a single one
Are
of
you
my
listening to
questions.
my final question?
You can't debate me, can you?
Are you
You're
listening to my final
terrified of
question?
debating me.
My final question is,
Terrified of debating.
What's
when
the
it comes
topic?
This is your
to
day.
when it comes to the dating of manuscripts, do we take the mean, median, or average?
What is a palimpsest?
I'm asking you the question.
Look guys, is this what you want? Is this really what you want? Or do you want an actual argument? Do you want an actual argument?
Stop.
He won't
Do
debate.
you know Jay Smith made the blunder, and he's going to learn from him,
You've
right?
made blunders.
Right.
This man has been on
Okay.
camera and
Okay.
said no Quran differs, letter by letter,
Excuse me?
word by word. That's a
So
lie.
when it comes
and
to
he knows it's a lie.
okay, so when it
Let's talk
comes
about
to
it. Let's talk about
the
the Quran.
radiocarbon dating,
Let's talk about the Quran.
when it comes to the
When you talk about
radiocarbon
this, when you talk
dating,
about this.
do we take the
a
mean,
palimpsest?
the median,
What's a
the average?
palimpsest?
What do we take? What do you take?
All the modes.
Okay. So have you heard him? Excuse me.
There you are.
Wait.
There you are then. There you are.
Okay. The 5 minutes is
They use
over.
trickery
One
and
second.
They target those
Wait.
who are new to the corner.
Excuse me.
This is the example of the
Okay.
Da'i.
Chris,
You won't engage with me.
did you answer any of my questions?
Did you answer any of mine?
Okay.
I literally
Okay.
gave you an argument.
Do
and
you
weren't
do you,
answering.
do you want me to answer your questions?
Right, yeah, here we go.
Good.
First one.
Before you
what's a
no,
palimpsest?
stop. Before you do that, remember what we agreed on? I said.
never agreed on anything.
Okay,
I just
no.
wanted to debate.
Wait. Before I debate anyone, I try to establish whether the person knows the subject matter or not. Did I not say that to you?
Really?
Thank
Did you
you.
come to the
Now,
conclusion it's an expert?
and then,
Did you come to the conclusion?
stop, don't interrupt. And then, I said the reason why I don't want to debate Chris is because he doesn't know the subject matter. Did I say that?
What's the subject?
You're
Thank
attacking
you.
my
I said
character and not
right.
addressing the
And then what I
arguments that
said.
made.
Now let us debate for 5 minutes to establish.
We haven't debated. No, we
Wait,
haven't even debated.
please
You
be
just
fair.
said-
Be fair. What did I say? I'm going to establish. Do you know what I said? It's all on tape. I said, I am going to establish whether Chris knows about the subject matter. Did I not say that?
destroy me?
Did I not say that?
Why don't you just what are you
Sorry,
debating?
did I not say that?
Hang
Hang on. Did I not say that? Yes, I did. So now I asked him 3 questions. Hang on, please. Sorry, I apologize. I asked him 3 questions to establish whether he knows the subject matter. I asked him about BP and 1950, year 1950.
What's a palimpsest?
Hang on. I asked him. Look. I asked him that. Right. Then I asked him. Stop.
Who knows the most terminology?
Hang on.
That's the argument.
Stop. It's not my argument.
Wait, by your logic then, if
And
you can't
then I
answer
asked
the question,
him,
you are not a
what is the
person of
difference
knowledge.
between 1 sigma and 2 sigma? The third question I asked him, when it comes to dating,
You made me. You made me.
listen, and when it comes to dating,
Can't debate me.
dating, do we take, okay, hang on. Wait, okay. Answer my 3 questions and I'll answer yours.
No, I'm not playing this. Answer these 3 questions.
No,
about
answer my 3 questions and I'll answer
gave you
yours.
a technical
Look,
time.
I will answer his
Go
questions
on then, what's the
if
process?
he answers my 3 questions first.
Wait, his argument is because I can't give an answer for a technical definition, therefore I'm not willing to
Not
debate.
definition.
I gave the same to you.
Not
you also
definition.
can't meet it.
Not
By his same
definitions.
logic, he
Look.
himself is not worthy of debating this topic.
Chris, I said to all the cameras, I will, God willing, answer his questions only provided that he answers my questions. Right. So now answer the question number one.
No, you answer my
Why
question.
do we use 1950 here?
Why is a palimpsest?
Hang on. I said I will answer.
Answer now.
No, I will answer only if you answer mine.
Stop waffling.
Do you know your... Okay,
Listen,
do
I
you,
don't care.
do you know the answer to my
Because
question?
that's not essential to my argument.
Do you know the answer to
I'm
my
not
question?
interested in attacking your character. I'm interested
Do
in
you
debating
know? Do you know the answer to my
Why are
questions?
you only interested in attacking my character?
I haven't attacked your character.
You
yet.
literally said, I don't think it's even worth debating. Here's how I'm going to evaluate that it's not even worth debating.
So do you know
That's
the
an
subject
attack
matter?
on me.
Do you know the subject matter?
Why don't you just debate me?
Okay. Do you know the subject? Do you know the subject? Do you know
I
the
did
principles?
have to reset this
Brother,
debate on many times.
Do you know the principles of radiocarbon dating?
Listen, I want to debate
Do you know the principles of radiocarbon
You know
dating?
what palimpsest is?
I'm asking you, Chris. You're not asking me what I know. I'm asking you what you know.
Yeah, because heaven forbid I ask you a question as
Look.
well, and then people
Look,
realise
the
you don't know
dispute
either.
is whether you know the subject matter or not
Mansur is
me.
going to go home and he's going to Google what a palimpsest is.
Chris, do you know the principles of radiocarbon dating?
Why don't you debate my argument?
Do you know the principle of radiocarbon
Why don't
dating?
you debate my argument?
Okay. So now you don't know. Okay, I'm making a claim. He doesn't
What a
know.
palimpsest is.
He doesn't know what a BPA is.
What a palimpsest is. What's a palimpsest?
Okay. Does he know what?
What's a palimpsest?
Does he
You
know
asked
the
the question, he
principles?
answered twice.
Brother, second one. Listen. Because this discussion and debate was about whether Chris even knows about the subject matter, so he
And I
needs to
literally
demonstrate
read
that.
out about the
He
Birmingham
needs to demonstrate that.
portfolio, about when it was discovered.
Do you know the principles?
About the
Do you know the
fact-
principles?
Focus on him. Focus on
Do you know
him.
the? Do you know? So now it is
no idea.
evidently clear.
No idea.
Evidently clear
no idea.
that he doesn't know anything about
That
it.
means that you can destroy him.
Convince Steve. I convince Steve.
Destroy.
This is how I know
Stop,
you will
stop.
never debate me
Stop,
because you will
stop,
never ever
Stop.
win a debate.
Answer my questions.
Never
Answer
win
the
a
questions.
debate. What's a palimpsest?
Answer the questions.
You will never win a debate.
Answer the questions.
You have demonstrated you don't have knowledge. And you
Answer.
have demonstrated you are afraid of debate.
Chris.
If you weren't, you would have just debated me.
I am
I've given him every
afraid of
opportunity. Every
debating.
opportunity.
That's why
He
you
won't-
Who doesn't know the subject matter? Excuse me. Do you want to go behind the camera? Are you? Thank you. Okay, Chris. Listen. Stop that. Okay, Chris, did I say to you, are you listening? Did I say to you, I will answer your questions only answer my questions. So now, answer my first question. What is...
Am I on masturbate? I don't need to answer these questions.
You need to answer.
I need to
because you haven't got a clue about radiocarbon dating.
I literally gave you an
You haven't got a clue about radiocarbon
Birmingham
dating.
portfolio. I told you
You
the
haven't got a
source.
clue
I
about
told you
radiocarbon
the fact of how the
dating.
material or the ink is dated based on the levels of carbon. It gives you
Anyone-
an approximation.
Anyone
Then
who
the
knows about
actual
radiocarbon
object came
dating,
about.
listen.
Won't address it.
Okay. Anyone who knows about radiocarbon dating should know the difference between
us a
1
lecture.
sigma and 2 sigma. What is the difference? What is the difference? Chris, what is the difference between 1 sigma and 2 sigma?
What's a palimpsest?
Anyone who is sincere and genuine and knowledgeable about the subject matter of carbon dating should say, yeah, let me tell you about 1 sigma and 2 sigma. The 1 sigma
Anyone
is...
who's sincere about the same topic would know what a palimpsest is, so answer.
Listen,
Answer.
are you trying to ascertain my knowledge on the subject, or am I trying to ascertain your knowledge?
I'm trying to ascertain yours as well as you're trying to ascertain
No,
mine.
the debate
I
wasn't
think
for
you don't know
that.
anything.
The
You weren't
debate we started from... Watch the tape. The
You have
debate
been
we
called out
started
because
to
you
see
know, you target
whether
those
you
who
know
don't
the subject
what they're
matter,
talking
Chris.
about. You target those who are new in the faith.
Chris.
You don't go for people who are knowledgeable.
Chris,
That's not
when
too
it comes to
much.
radiocarbon
Shameful.
dating,
Shameful.
do we take the median date?
What's a palimpsest?
Nothing to do with religion. It
You
has
literally have no
nothing to do
idea.
with religion.
A palimpsest.
Why should I be quiet?
Educate me.
You're too much.
Educate me. Go on.
So you don't know. You don't know.
No, educate
You
me.
don't know.
Educate me.
You don't know.
I don't think you
tell
know
you what
either.
it is?
Educate me.
Do you want me to do it? All right, here we go. A palimpsest is the underlying written text that's underneath an overlaying text on a manuscript. That's what a palimpsest is.
Okay. So
You didn't know that.
wait. So I palim. Okay. Hang on.
Guys,
So,
guys. Come on.
Wait.
Come on.
Right. Wait. So now,
You
good,
mate.
good. So
Can we now have a debate?
Wait.
Can we now have a
So
debate?
you have educated me.
Have
Hang on.
I proved that I know enough?
No.
Oh no.
You ready?
I didn't mean.
You ready?
I lost a mastermind with Mansur.
So because now you're ready to prove to me. Now tell me, when it comes to radiocarbon dating, do we take the median date?
We could have had.
Do we take the median date?
30-minute debate by now.
Listen.
We could have had a debate. I don't care. Look, dude.
Okay. Do we take the median date?
He knows he's going to lose.
Okay.
Let's talk about the Quran.
Hang
Let's talk
on.
about Solomon.
So when I watched one of your debates with a Muslim,
You did.
When I watched
It's an
it,
attack on me again.
listen.
It is an attack
Listen.
on me. I have a funny feeling it's an attack on me.
I'm just telling you what I listened to.
Okay.
So I listened to you talking about how we date through radiocarbon dating. And Chris, and you talked about median date. So now, can you educate me? Do we take the median dates when it comes to radiocarbon dating?
Why don't you talk about the argument that I made?
This debate is
Can you educate
The
me?
Birmingham portfolio
Can you-
has a radiocarbon
Chris,
dating that precedes that Muhammad.
Chris, this discussion will settle that you have no clue what you're talking about. So educate me now on number 2
Right.
question.
I made my
Do
argument.
we
Let me
take
make-
the median date?
Let me make my argument.
Chris,
He won't let you make it.
when it comes to dating, radiocarbon dating, do we take the average?
Dude,
Do we take the average?
you're playing this whole...
No, I'm asking you. Do you know about it?
You didn't know what a palimpsest was.
When did I say I didn't know?
You literally went, what is it then?
No,
I had to
I
tell
asked,
you and you went, okay.
I asked you to educate me, right?
You didn't know, my
No.
friend.
I wanted to establish whether you knew. So now I want to know whether you know about radiocarbon dating.
Right. So I just...
When it comes to, let me ask you again, one more time. When we take the date, okay, last time then.
Can
Very
I make
good.
an argument finally?
Okay.
I want to
Now,
make an argument.
how do we date?
Listen,
How do we
listen,
date?
listen.
Which date do we take?
Listen.
Which date?
Radiocarbon...
Chris, which date do we take when it comes to
No.
radiocarbon dating?
Must match, not Tinder.
Which
Keep
date
it
do we
halal.
take? Which date do we take?
Listen, carbon dating gives you a range, yes?
And which date do we
Right,
take?
listen. You can
Listen
take,
carefully. Listen carefully.
Of that range, yes, there is a earliest range and a latest range, and this is up for debate based on what you're actually measuring.
What does it
For
mean?
example, the Birmingham portfolio measured the parchment.
Now, what does it mean?
measured the ink.
What does it mean, earlier and later range?
You can take,
What does it mean?
You can take any point between these two dates. Now, you could take an average if you wanted to. That might be a good
What do
idea.
the scholars do?
Well, you could take an average. That'd be one method.
What do the scholars do?
A scholar will take this into account as one of the accurate ways.
What
of
date
dating.
do the scholars take?
Another way of dating manuscripts.
What date do the
Let me
scholars
give
take?
you an answer.
Okay, listen.
So, the Hijazi script is one of the earliest forms of Arabic script that we know. That's why when we look at things that are in the Hijazi script, like the Birmingham portfolio manuscripts are, we know they're early. Combined with the radiocarbon date, we can give a range. Now, the range by carbon dating is between 570 and 645. That's a problem because if you take the earlier range, that means before Muhammad had a revelation in the Hira cave. That will mean the Islamic narrative is false. That's my argument. Now, address that argument.
What date?
After making
Listen.
us wait 30 minutes.
Wait. Chris.
Do you want to address my
So, listen carefully now.
You said you only
So,
can answer it, ask one.
no. We have asked that. Right. So now,
address my argument.
you talked about
I said something.
Chris.
Chris, response.
the earlier range and the later range.
Right.
What do they mean?
There are the possible ranges of which from that test, and the test can be wrong because you can do multiple carbon dating tests.
No, what does it-
also depends. I'm literally explaining what.
Oh, you explain it. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so again, there are different tests that you can do, and some will give different results. But the general premise is that you can say that this is evidence for a particular range dating. Yes. Okay. You understand that?
So
right. So one of them.
Look, clarify to me. Educate me on this.
Right.
So, can we take any date from
Why am I
this range?
teaching this guy? I just wanted to debate.
Hey.
Now he's like, actually,
Chris,
get a PowerPoint.
Chris.
Shall I just start doing a PowerPoint presentation?
Chris, can we take any date from the range?
You could take anything from there as being a potentiality, yes.
Yeah. So, what about taking the middle range at the middle?
You could do that, yes.
Yeah. What do the scholars do?
Listen, well, it depends, because certain scholars...
Any
object.
scholar.
So, for example, there are Islamic scholars that
No,
don't like...
any
listen
scholar.
to what I'm saying. So, the Uthmanic copy came from when? Do you know this? Where did Uthman produce his Uthmanic
So, when it comes to
copy?
taking the dates... When it comes to the dates, the scholars take... Wait. When the scholars take the dates...
When was the
Look,
Uthmanic copy?
Chris, listen. When we date any Quranic manuscripts or any manuscripts, radiocarbon dating, right?
You answer my question.
Carefully.
When was Osmanic
Listen,
copy?
I am answering.
Okay, tell me.
Right, listen. Move back a little bit. Okay. So when we have
Use that every time.
so when we have the scholars, do they take the median date at the middle?
Well, no, you can take any point within that range.
I'm asking you, do the
You can
scholars
take any point. So, for example,
listen, Chris?
you still haven't answered my question.
Can I clarify my question to you? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
well, you should answer mine.
Is that okay to clarify the question?
I asked you about Uthman.
Like,
because that was
do the scholars, do the scholars, okay, Chris, do the scholars take a median dating?
There are different ways you can do it.
I'm asking you.
One way is you can take
Name me a scholar who takes the average.
You can do that.
Name me a scholar who does.
You can do that, I'll tell you.
Name me a scholar who says you can.
There are other scholars that take other parts within that date. You
Name me a
understand?
scholar who can.
Dude,
Wait,
that's not my argument.
Wait.
You're against something I'm
No.
not saying.
What I'm establishing, Chris, perhaps you didn't know, because this is being on tape. So
Well, you don't know a lot of things. You don't know what
Listen,
palimpsest is.
wait.
You know when Uthman put his copy.
I didn't say I didn't know about palimpsest.
No, you waited until I told you, and then you went, oh.
No, I wanted you to tell me. Likewise,
You are
likewise, Chris.
so shifty.
Listen, Chris. Likewise, I want you to tell me what the scholars say about taking the median.
There are some scholars
Like
that
who?
will take any point.
Like who?
Dr. I can't remember, I can't pronounce the name.
Try again. Google it or take on your notes, because I want to have that scholar.
Wait, listen.
I want to know the scholar who says you can take one date from that range.
I'm not making that argument.
No. You said you understand radiocarbon dating.
Yeah.
There are scholars who will take one particular
There are
date.
also scholars that won't.
Wait. I want to talk about.
Dude, you can't make me say something I'm not saying.
Why are you watching TV?
I'm telling
No,
you.
I want to know,
Okay,
Chris.
Can I make an
Which?
argument?
No, I want to know which scholar.
No, you can't make your
No, you can, but I want to know first of all. Which scholar? Please tell me. The whole
I'm
world
not
want to know.
interested on being on your question show.
Which scholar says it's okay to take one date within this range?
Scholars have a varied opinion about what point you take the date. Do you understand?
Can you take any one date from this?
Within the range, yes. Because it's within the range of the carbon data. As long as it doesn't contradict other evidence.
Sure.
For example, the Hijazi script, yes? We know the Hijazi script.
Stop.
Listen, no, I need to give an answer.
Before you
I
answer.
can't give an answer to you.
Before you answer.
No, let me answer. Okay.
Answer.
The
Please answer.
Uthmanic copy, do you know when that came about?
Educate me. Right, go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to let you ask because I don't think you know.
Carry on.
And I'm
Tell
sick,
me.
I'm sick of having to like.
Tell me.
I'm sick of
Tell me.
saying I don't know
Tell me.
things.
Tell me. What is it?
And then, no, I'm not telling you. I already told you.
Okay, so you don't want to tell me?
You don't know.
You don't want to tell me? That's fine.
All right,
so
fine,
let
I
me.
will tell you.
Okay,
Go on,
don't tell me.
you tell me.
No. You tell me.
It's his own religion.
Okay, so now.
He won't tell me his own religion.
Chris.
All right, okay.
So which scholar takes
Right.
one date
So
from this range?
Because of the date of the Uthmanic copy,
Yeah.
this is difficult because it falls outside that range given by the carbon dating.
Mm-hmm.
This makes it problematic because if you take any point within that range, you're now having to say that there was a copy of the Quran that predates the Uthmanic copy, which does not accord with the traditional Islamic view. That's my argument. Okay. Now,
So
address
wait.
my
I'm
argument.
going to address your argument. Firstly, how can I address an argument which is faulty? Let me tell you
Why
why.
is it faulty?
I'm going to tell you.
Mate, it took us half an hour.
Look,
to get here.
I'm going to tell you why it's faulty. You have just demonstrated that you have no understanding of what radiocarbon dating is. And now let me tell you why.
Dude, you don't know what a concept is. Like, why are we doing this?
Hang
attack? Why are you
on.
attacking?
Wait, I'm
Why
going
are
to
you
demonstrate to
attacking
you.
my character?
I'm not attacking your character.
Logic. Use
I'm
logic and
demonstrating
reason.
you're ignorant about it.
Right, so again, attacking my character.
That's not attacking your character.
You're literally-
If you demonstrate I don't know something about something, it doesn't mean you're attacking my character.
Of course it does. You're saying that you won't debate me because you're saying I don't know enough. That's an attack on my character.
No, that's not an
Address
attack
my
on
argument.
anything.
Yes, it
So here it is. So tell me again, name me one scholar that you remember, or you can pull up, that can take one date. Let's say they take, okay, I'm going to take the date.
Do you know the ranges?
Sorry.
Do you know the ranges?
I'm speaking now. Name me one scholar who can say, I'm going to take the date of 650 as the date of that manuscript. Just one date. Wait. Remember what you said? You can take anything on that range, right?
Two ranges.
Right.
That's not in the range.
Wait.
Do you know what the ranges are?
Imagine you have 500 and 700.
He never answers.
Listen.
He's actually answered the question.
Chris, I'm answering. Give me the range.
I'm not good. No, he's asking me for the range.
Okay, let me give you the range.
Okay, yeah.
Hypothetically, if you have a manuscript dated between 500 and 700,
No, tell me the range of the carbon dating of the
listen, Chris.
Tell me the date.
Listen, I'm establishing principles.
He's establishing principles.
Yes. So if you have a manuscript that has a range between 500 and 700,
That's not the carbon dating.
You weren't going to ask us questions about 20 minutes ago.
Do you know carbon dating? Do you know this topic?
what do you think?
Well, given that you didn't know what a palimpsest was.
When did I say I didn't know what palimpsest?
I had to tell you.
No, I asked you to define it. Does that mean I didn't know? When a teacher asks you what is a palimpsest, he says the teacher doesn't know. Well done, well done,
You
well
have to
done.
ask the student for the answers.
Okay, Chris. Now, when you have a manuscript, give me a dating of any manuscript. Give me the range of any
I
manuscript.
think you can't actually address that.
Hang on, give me dating of any range. Give me any range. Go on.
I'm not going to tell you. You should already know because you're supposed to be
Listen,
a higher person.
I am going to demonstrate to
Given that
you,
attacked my character.
Chris. If you have a range,
Tell me the range.
Chris,
Chris. Tell me.
a scholar.
Look at those cameras. Okay. Hold them. Don't get your phone out.
No, I want to show you
You're supposed to
something.
know.
I want to show you a video.
His phone out.
I'm going to show you a video. Do you know video?
Because I've been telling him, listen.
Wait.
What are you Googling? What are you Googling?
I'm not Googling. So now, about radiocarbon dating, people. Look, listen. Silence,
Is this
please,
your
silence.
video?
No, it's not my video. Scholars. So now I'm going to show
He's
it to
appealing
you.
to scholars because he himself admits
No.
he's lacking knowledge.
I am going to now,
Apparently I don't know enough.
Chris, for the record, I am going to get the scholars refuting you. I'm going to get the scholars refuting you.
Refuting what?
Refuting your ignorance about radiocarbon
All I've
dating.
literally said is that here are the dates for the particular carbon dating of the Birmingham.
Which is what?
I'm not telling you because I don't think you know.
Oh, you don't remember?
I've literally said it like 3 times.
What was it? What was it?
You don't know.
No, tell me,
He
what was
doesn't
it?
know the dating.
Okay.
He's telling me I'm
Chris,
ignorant, but he doesn't know.
Chris,
Can't answer a single
do you
question.
know Haitham Sidki? And do you know Gabriel Reynolds?
Keep asking him, do you know?
Do you know him?
Wait, you can't answer my questions. Why should I answer yours?
Fine. Those of you,
Keep asking you, do you know? He asked you a question. Answer his question. Stop asking.
those of you who are interested in radiocarbon dating, IQSA, International Quranic Studies Association, invited a scholar, and invited by who? Gabriel Said Reynolds, a Christian scholar.
You address my argument.
I'm addressing. Listen carefully, I'm addressing.
Tell me why I'm wrong.
And for people like yourself, very knowledgeable, egotistic, right? Good. People like
You're
you.
apparently amazing up there.
Listen.
Mister, I don't know what a palimpsest is.
Chris, listen. He's
don't know where
addressing.
to leave my copy,
He's
Karen.
addressing the precise question that I was addressing. That do you know how which date we take? You said there are some scholars who will take one particular date in the middle or anywhere in the range. Did you not say that?
It's important to understand.
Did you not say that?
My argument is this. Mansur. The Uthmanic copy came about at a particular time.
We are talking about-
Listen, it's important.
Okay.
But dating does not cover that. In other words, if you accept the carbon dating, you have to accept that there were copies of the Quran that came about before the Uthmanic recension. That is my argument.
Okay. In response,
Address that.
I'll address it. I'll address it. I'll address it. Listen.
Finally.
What I'm addressing is the principle.
Do I know what the...
Chris, I'll address it. Firstly, the manuscripts that you're referring to is
are
which
they?
one? Which one?
Birmingham Of what surahs? I've said it many times.
Wait.
What surahs?
Surah 20?
Yes, that's one. What are the others?
Oh, Surah 20 dated. Right.
What's the others?
Do you know?
What's the others?
Do you know which labs they're dated in?
I don't think he actually knows.
Okay. Do you know which labs dated them?
Dude.
Do you know this?
You-
Do you know that?
Dude.
What do you know?
I keep asking
What
him.
do you know?
They were
What do you know?
dated. They were dated by
What
Leon.
surahs?
Leon.
What
Wait.
surahs are they?
I'm going to tell you.
tell me now.
Hang on.
Yeah.
The manuscripts that we are talking about, dated by Oxford.
Okay, that's not an answer to my question.
Who dated them?
That's not an answer to my question.
No.
What surahs are we talking
You tell
about?
me. Hang on. Tell me.
Why don't you
Tell me.
Is this the best you have?
You tell me. Wait. You tell me. Tell me.
You tell him.
I have already mentioned many times in this debate. Rewind the camera.
which surah
and
is
I
it?
mentioned the surahs.
Which surah is
Rewind
it?
the camera.
Which surah was it? Okay. So, you know what? I will find out later when I rewind. But what I want to ask you is, Which labs dated it? Chris, I'm asking you a question. Which labs dated it? Which labs?
Why is it I have to jump through your hoops? But when I ask you questions about it, I don't know.
In the principle of radiocarbon dating, do you know it's important to know which labs dated
I
it?
think you've shown that you yourself
Do you know it is important to know which labs dated it?
I had to tell you what Palimpsest was. You don't know when the Uthmanic copy came about. You don't know particular surahs which are in the Birmingham portfolio.
Did I ever say I didn't know?
I'm asking you, do you know?
Did I ask you? I do know.
You do know, then tell me.
Before I tell you,
Okay, he's going to tell me. He's going to tell me.
Before I tell him,
Okay, he's going to tell me.
is it important to know which labs dates which manuscripts?
Is it important to know which surahs are in the Birmingham
What
portfolio?
their shoe size is.
How does
Very important.
a content of a surah determine the age of a manuscript? Tell me.
No, because those particular surahs have particular content in it which copies previous stories found in other documents. Anyway,
So
there's an
even
answer.
listen.
Now,
Even if it's
answer
surah
my
8,
question.
even if it was surah 18, even if it's surah 18,
which one?
hey, listen. What I'm telling you,
Tell me the surahs.
whenever we are dating a manuscript, hang on, whenever we're dating manuscripts, I'm asking you, is it important to know which labs dated it and why?
Why is that relevant?
I'm going to tell you. Because if you have a very bad laboratory,
Learn from your brother.
if you have a bad laboratory
Learn from your brother.
and it doesn't have the right quality standards,
You reject the carbon dating.
hey, listen. If you have a bad lab and it has no good quality standards, then this dating, the results, listen, the results will be rejected by
Do
scholars.
you reject the results?
Listen,
Very simple question.
the results.
Do you reject the results?
I'm answering. I'm going to answer.
Mate, you've been answering for this
I
entire
am
time, but you
answering.
still haven't answered.
If you're patient enough, I'll tell you.
Well, how long?
So,
It's been like,
hang
how long
on,
has it been?
Be patient then. So we have, for example.
What? Oh, you don't want to debate.
Okay,
You just want to
listen.
waste time.
Okay, so now a particular manuscript, please, a particular manuscript, for example, of Sana, is dated.
Yes.
And it has several date ranges. Right. Do you know which labs dated it?
I know about the Sana manuscript.
Which labs dated it?
Rough dating of which is
Do
given.
you know which labs dated
Why
it?
is that relevant?
Because, as I mentioned to you, the quality of doing the experiment.
Do you reject the dating?
Scholars do.
So you do.
Scholars
I
do.
want to know your argument.
Okay, my argument is
Okay, finally.
the scholars will reject the dating if it's not coming from a reputable lab with good quality standards.
So you
For
reject
example,
the Birmingham portfolio
listen,
dating?
for example, when we dated the Sana manuscripts by Chris, I'm telling you, learn something now.
Yes or
Learn
no?
something now.
Just
By
say yes or no,
Oxford,
Mansur.
by Zurich, by Lyon,
Mate, it doesn't matter. Answer my
by
question.
Arizona. Do you know what scholars say? The scholars say,
What shoe size
the
is
scholars say there are datings produced by, for example, Lyon, which gives you an earlier dating is due to contamination. Were you aware of that?
Are you? Well, you weren't aware of the Palimpsest.
Are you
You're not
aware of that?
The Uthmanic of the
Are you aware of what I'm saying?
You're not aware of the particular
Chris, are you aware of what I just told you?
Okay, your argument then is that you reject the dating of the
No,
Birmingham
not me
portfolio.
personally. The scholars.
He's not even making
The
an argument.
scholars-
What are you even arguing about?
The scholars.
Now,
So do you accept what those say?
Listen carefully, firstly.
Do you accept what they say?
Carefully, Chris. So now tell me, on the radiocarbon dating,
Slowest falling off a cliff I've ever seen.
radiocarbon dating,
Doesn't want to admit
can we take the date in the middle?
be a man,
Why are you
man,
obsessed
sir,
with
and
it?
walk
Can we take it in the middle?
You can take the date at any point between the two ranges.
Even the middle, yeah?
That's why he
If you
wants
wanted
to
to.
debate girls.
Yeah.
You take an average,
What
maybe
about-
that's much.
Right. So good. So now this is what I'm learning from you is this.
Okay, and you know how that
sorry,
relates to my argument.
sorry. I'll tell you why. So now Chris is telling us we can have a date in the middle or even an average to take
title going to be
to take the debate. Now, according to the scholars, what is the probability of that date being correct if it's exactly in the middle, average? Give me a probability.
My point is that you only accept the carbon dating as a probability term from that metric alone of the dating of that particular object.
Do you know what binomial distribution is?
Do you know what quantum? Mate, I can ask you.
Do you know it?
questions.
Do you know?
Pointless.
Do you know?
When was Uthman's copy? When was Uthman's copy? Tell me the year of
Okay,
Uthman's copy.
let me now show it to you.
Don't get your
Wait.
phone out.
Do you know what this is, right?
Yes.
This is curve described as what?
Standard deviation.
Right, standard deviation.
Right, okay, thank you.
What is the probability that a particular data can...
Take the one with
Wait.
Do you
I'm
know
going to ask
the
you...
extremes of a standard deviation?
Wait.
Do you understand this?
I'm going to ask you a question, right?
Dude, why are you asking me questions? Why don't you just
So,
debate me?
is the radiocarbon dating using this principle?
You understand?
Do we radiocarbon date manuscript using this principle?
What I understand is this.
Answer the question.
Listen, you can take any range
Can you
of
answer the
date.
question?
I literally am, but you don't like my answer.
Can we use this principle first of all?
You can if you want.
If we...
You can if you want.
Okay, good.
But you can also
Take the
pick
point.
any date between the early and the ending date. That's one
listen.
metric for the dating of the object.
Okay,
Do you
listen.
understand?
No, I don't. No, I don't. Let me tell you why I don't. Let me tell you why I don't.
Why you listen?
If you understood anything about stats and this binomial distribution curves...
What this argument
Wait.
is about, statistics.
I don't know.
Now,
I thought it's about radiocarbon data.
it is.
Right, okay,
Precisely.
so I gave you the 2 dates, which you've forgotten.
Wait.
Anyway, I've not even started.
What is the probability...
Because it's an unfair... and
Okay. It's okay, brother. Chris,
Is this like
what of a actual date of a manuscript falling at the middle? Probability. From 0% to 100%.
I don't need to know that. All I need,
What
all
did
I
you
need
say?
to know
What did
is
you
that
say?
radiocarbon dates that are given or the probability that falls within those dates.
Excuse me.
So you can take a point within those dates and it's acceptable in scholarship.
Right.
Now,
I am
let's talk
saying...
about
Chris,
Listen,
no,
this is my argument.
You-
This
you-
is my, listen,
you have confused...
my argument. My argument.
You are incredibly rude.
Oh, Ola. Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry. Carry on.
So the problem is the Uthmanic copy. When Uthman translates the Quran into a Qurayshi dialect,
Talking about
it's relevant. The problem is, and I've said it for times now, the dating when Islam says that happened falls outside this range. Do you understand? That's a problem because that means you have Qurans that were compiled before the Uthmanic Codex. This is why Islamic scholars will basically say this is a problem. We don't want to say that this came before the Uthmanic period because otherwise we have to say that a Quran existed before Uthman's time. That's the issue.
Okay,
That's
Chris.
it.
Can I
Now
respond?
listen to his amazing
Can I respond?
rebuttal.
Now.
There is an attack on my character.
Okay, listen.
You're asking me a question.
Now, listen, Chris. Principle of radiocarbon dating.
Principle of the, oh my God. Answer the
Do you reject what I've
question.
said?
Are you going to allow me to respond?
What I say? Do you reject what I've
Going
said?
on for a very long time.
Is he now rude? Interrupt. Would you call him rude? Would you call him rude?
You are
Look at the double standard.
Calm down, calm down.
Note all of that. Look at the double standard. He would not
You
call him
are
rude.
an arrogant
Right.
numpty.
Thank you, Chris.
You
Will you
barrage
respond?
him with questions.
Steve,
You don't even give him a chance.
Now
to
we know
answer.
which side you're
And
on.
You refuse
Good.
to answer any
Now
of
I'm
his
going to
questions.
answer. I'm going to answer. Don't interrupt.
Do you want to listen now?
Don't interrupt.
Do you accept
Do you want
what
to
I've
listen
said?
to me now?
No.
Do you
interrupt.
answer questions? You don't give him a chance.
So because you say,
And
because...
you don't answer any of his questions.
See you later. So now
don't
you're saying,
answer any of his
in
questions.
relation to the question...
Try answering some of his questions. Try
Try
answering some of his questions, man.
Too much noise.
Don't be so arrogant.
Right.
Try answering a question.
You asked...
Don't answer questions.
You asked in relation to the question that I asked you, right? Remember the question I asked you?
I made
So,
an argument.
okay, your argument is
okay.
because this dating falls outside the range that Islamic tradition says when...
Sorry, I'm just going to. I'm agreeing
That's
with
called
you.
positive.
I don't want you to...
encouraging
Talk,
you.
I want you to
Okay,
be
I'm doing it to
listening.
encourage you. All right.
Basic.
I don't want your encouragement.
Basic.
Thank
Why
you.
are you having difficulty
Right.
saying it?
Oh yes. Oh, difficulty. So
this is
because your argument is this, because the dating range falls outside a time earlier than even the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
That's not my argument.
Listen,
That's
okay.
not my argument.
Because the dating falls outside the range when traditionally the Uthmanic manuscript is believed to have been written, Islamic scholars having a doubt about it and responding differently. My counter response is, who cares about Islamic scholarship? We are interested in, listen, we are interested in,
Who cares about Islamic scholars?
we are interested in what exactly scholars and experts on the subject say. So if you have a
There is
scho-
experts.
why are you interrupting
there
me?
is Islamic
No,
experts.
why are you interrupting me? Why are you interrupting me?
Because I'm
Don't be
adding-
rude.
I'm adding to
No,
your
I don't want you to.
To interrupt.
Patient and listen, don't interrupt. Okay? Be civilized.
long
Right,
as you
thank
do
you.
the same.
Thank you.
Promise?
So now
Pinky promise?
we have
Pinky promise?
we have people. You're not helping. You're making noise. I don't want you to speak. No, I want you to speak. Thank you.
The most irritating.
Right. So what I'm saying is this, please, no talking, thank you. So, scholars have given their response on the datings, which perhaps you didn't know. Did they talk about, let me ask you now in return, did they talk about, do we need to look at the labs that dated it? How accuracy, how precise, two things, accuracy and precision. Wait, I'm not finished. When I finish, you answer. Accuracy and precision of the dating, right? Accuracy and precision of the data. And the quality control standards that we have in those labs. If this is the case, what dating do they favor scientifically because of the issues at hand? Not because, oh, traditional dating of Uthmanic manuscript is a different date, so we must now somehow do. No, I'm talking about the dating itself using radiocarbon dating principles. So when I asked you, you said, let me finish.
You haven't actually made a point.
When we have a binomial distribution or a unimodal, bimodal, whatever distribution, let me get a clarification from you. Wait, it does, I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because that demonstrates how much you know about the subject matter. Okay. So, what is the probability of a data point, like a certain date of a manuscript? Okay. Let me finish. I'm not finished. I want you to hear my question. Okay, I want you to listen to the question and then answer, right? So, say this is a date range of a Quranic manuscript, right? Listen, I don't want you to say anything. I want you to listen. Imagine that is the dating of the Birmingham manuscript, a date range.
What dates?
Wait. Why are you talking when I'm saying don't talk?
Because he's learning.
No, I'm going to let you speak when I finish. Does that make sense to you?
This is how you lead
No. Because I want to ask a specific question without any interruption. Look, hang on.
You're not willing to answer any specific question.
According to scholars who knows about carbon dating, what is the probability? Listen carefully. What is the probability of a data point, like a range, not a range, a date a particular manuscript was scribed, if they were to take the point here, the middle? Yeah. What do you call that point in the middle? No, in the middle of the curve, what it's called?
I didn't take, what you call it?
Do you know what it is?
I didn't take statistics.
So you don't know anything, okay, you don't know...
I understand standard deviation.
Yeah, but
I'm not an expert.
We're not talking about being expert.
So you don't bring up a graph and you're like, explain the graph.
I didn't say explain the graph.
You literally were like, what does this mean? What is the probability of this?
So
you don't even know how it relates to the Birmingham portfolio.
Chris, listen.
Okay, what are the dates of the Birmingham portfolio?
Chris, the probability of a data point on the middle, do you know how much percent is that? Guess. Guess.
33%.
Wrong. Try again. Try. I'll give you 5 times.
Why am I guessing, dude?
Do you know?
I've already told you I don't.
So you don't know. So now, so when people,
I literally said I'm not an expert in statistics.
Good. So when people, okay.
So how is that relevant to
I am going to
just said?
Stop. I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
When we radiocarbon date Quranic manuscripts, they fall in these kind of curves.
Okay.
Now, do scholars take a point like in the middle of the two dates? You said some scholars do. Yes. Right. I am telling you now, and telling everyone else, no scholar. No, hear me word, N-O. No, zilch, zero scholar on planet Earth would take the middle date. Do you know why? You don't know why. Let me tell you now a little bit. Wait, yep. Literally. My argument was you haven't got a clue about radiocarbon dating and establishing that. The probability
you're talking about standard deviation.
The probability of a date point, a date to fall in the middle is not 100%. It's not 50%.
I don't even know if you reject the actual date.
Chris, listen, I'm educating you now.
Dude, what is
I'm educating you.
What is the actual date?
I am educating you. So let me finish. Let me finish. The probability, listen, let me show you something. The probability a particular manuscript falls within this date, two dates, right? Yeah. One on the left, on the right, is how much?
I don't know, you tell me.
Do you know?
Is it more probable than not?
Do you know?
Is it more probable than not?
No, I'm asking you the question. Do you know?
It is more probable than not that it falls within the data.
What is the probability?
Why? Because that's the point of radiocarbon dating. No. Namely, that you give a range based off the amount of carbon. Yes,
when we range it, Chris, now I'm telling you now.
Listen.
when we range,
Explain it to you. I've been doing this.
you be quiet. You're the cameraman.
So listen. Based off,
Wait.
you then be able to say
Wait,
with more probability than not that
wait.
it falls within that date.
When you have this
Based off
curve,
what scholars do.
when you have this curve, do you know what 1 sigma and 2 sigma is?
Do I need to know?
Do you know? Either you know or you don't.
Okay, so do you know the dates?
Do you know the 1 sigma
Do you
and 2
know the
sigma?
dates?
Do you know the 1 sigma and 2
doesn't know
sigma
the
variation?
dates. I've mentioned it many
No,
times.
do you know the 1 sigma and 2 sigma
Do you
dates?
know the dates given for the Birmingham portfolio?
I am asking you
Don't
the
do
1
that.
sigma. Look, okay, read it.
I don't know.
Okay.
He asked you a question.
What does 2 sigma say?
Mansur, I don't think you know. I think that's the ultimate honesty.
Look,
I think
when
what
we
you've
look
done
at
is you've Googled
Chris,
standard deviation.
I don't Google it, my friend. We have a whole
You both-
paper.
you both
We have a whole paper on Islamic awareness.
You're an expert of statistics
Hey,
now.
listen. Let me
No,
tell
you're
you. If you go to IslamicAwareness.org, you'll find a paper called Radiocarbon Dating of Quranic
they know, but
Manuscripts.
not you.
And we laid out all the necessary principles that you need to understand radiocarbon dating.
but do you
Now,
disagree with the dating?
Wait.
Do you disagree
Next
with the
question.
dating?
My next question, Chris. On this point, when we talk about 1 sigma variation and 2 sigma variation, let me tell you what it means. We have this probability of getting this. Let me finish.
so he can look
Let me
smart
finish.
rather
Let me finish. I'm educating you something that you
Don't tell me within a few minutes. I'm just going to say that you don't know.
Chris.
And on camera, you've been shown
The
not to know.
probability.
Just tell me.
The probability.
Simple.
The
Here's some
pro-
basic questions for understanding
the probability.
That's what he's talking
The
about. Number one.
Chris.
How many
Chris,
surahs and what surahs are there in the
Chris,
Birmingham portfolio?
Chris, listen.
Number two. When is the dating, the early dating, the late dating for the Birmingham manuscript portfolio? Tell me. Number three. When was the Uthmanic copy issued? When was it compiled? If you don't know the answers to those questions, you don't know what you're talking
Remember
about.
the discussion?
You don't know the answer.
The discussion.
Give me an answer. I'll answer.
Okay, Chris.
If you don't do it in 10 seconds, I'm going to say you don't know.
You can say whatever you like, Chris.
No,
So, wait.
Mansur,
So the
that's
discussion
how it's
was
shuffled.
right, Chris.
That's how you
Okay.
like going
So
to
the
how it's
discussion.
shuffled.
Okay, thank you. So the discussion
You're going
was.
to ask me more questions.
I'm going to stick to what I was asking.
No,
So the
what
discussion
he was
was.
asking,
I'm
why don't
speaking
you
now.
answer that and
that
then
has
you-
nothing to do with
I
mine.
am speaking.
You understand?
I am speaking.
You
He asked
understand
you
me.
3
Right,
questions.
Chris. The discussion was whether you know anything about the subject matter of law.
And we've identified
So
that you
far,
don't know a lot to
so
say.
look. You can identify anything about me, no problem.
You're the one
But
who's
the question
attacking my
is,
character.
whether you know anything about
Three
it.
questions.